Peaceful Family Solutions is a 501c3 nonprofit that was started to help break the cycle of addiction in families. Addiction to alcohol and drugs is our most serious national health problem. Children of alcoholics and addicts are 6 to 8 times more likely to become one themselves.
Through the research, we weren't able to find a program in the state, but we found a program that was offered through SAMHSA, a national agency of mental health and substance abuse, that had been developed by some of the country's top professionals in this field, and decided to bring that to the state through our 501c3 to offer it to the children of Oklahoma to help the children heal and learn about addiction.
The National Children's Advocacy Center reports that adults who scored 5 or higher on the Adverse Childhood Experiences Survey, or the ACE, have significant higher rates of depression, 460%, and suicide, 1,220%. In addition, the children that experience maltreatment between birth and 18 years of age are more likely to engage in risky health-related behavior, such as early initiation of smoking, sexual activity, illicit drug use, alcohol use, adolescent pregnancies, and suicide attempts. Reported by Sachs, Murphy, and Moore in the research brief, Parents of Youth from Birth to 17 Years of Age, Oklahoma youth scored 3 or higher at the rate of 17%. No state in the union scored higher.
There was no peer-to-peer program in the state. There was plenty of one-on-one counseling, but one-on-one counseling, even with our grandkids counselors, have told us that they don't open up, and you can think of a child and an adult trying to uncover the guilt or shame or anger that they have within. They're not able to relate at pre-adolescent age. There was no program specifically targeting children of addiction, and children get left behind in addiction. That all the care and dollars go towards treatment and recovery, and even though the kids are probably the ones that are traumatized the most, there's not a program, or was not a program in the state that specifically targeted the children that had been through an addicted household.
The Peaceful Family Solutions Children's Program work with this population. They are the ones most at risk for developing substance abuse problems and continuing the family legacy of addiction. Our program was developed by leading healthcare specialists and allows the kids to play their way into an understanding of addiction, developing a voice at the feeling level, healing from guardian maltreatment, and learning that it is not their fault and it is not their job to fix the problem. These children are learning that their only job is to be a kid, and it works. It is a peer-to-peer program where they also learn they are not alone and find commonality among their peers. They can also release the shame, hurt, guilt, and sadness that plagues an addicted household. This program is free to Oklahoma children.
So we've kind of talked about how people get better.
In day one, the adults come with the children. My colleague Heather takes the children and does some introductions and some games to get to know one another, while I'm meeting with adults and I'm giving them an overview of what we're going to share with the children and what the children will be doing. We're going over those packets, getting to know one another, having a good time, playing games. Then we step into talking about what is addiction. And we start off with a feelings bag of rocks, a bag of rocks that weighs about 42 to 45 pounds. What the children didn't know that in the bag is rocks. They just know it's heavy. And these rocks are painted. And on the rocks is feelings like hurt, fear, guilt, shame, anger, dynamics in the home such as secrets, addiction. So in the bag is those feelings, and the children are asked to try to pick that up. The bag is bigger than they are, but they won't be denied. They'll drag that bag to the wall, touch that wall, and drag that bag back. And the young boys, they're strong, so they'll pick it up and act like it's not heavy. But it wouldn't be fun to have to put that on in the morning and carry it throughout the day. Their addicted loved one has been carrying those rocks on the inside since they were your age, since they were little guys. And they've just been weighting them down. And then we go into sharing what is addiction. I will act like my leg is trapped and stuck to the wall, so they're tracked. I play like I'm a fish, and finally somebody throws a hook in the water and I'm hooked. They learned that addiction is people that are hooked, trapped, caught. They learn that they're not bad people, but they do bad things. And then I won't let them go until TNR comes into the room. TNR is a superhero, treatment and recovery. Heather wears a cape into the room, and she's TNR, and she's there to save the day. So they're learning concepts that's been going on in their own home, but they didn't know what they were dealing with. The children learn in day one of the Peaceful Family Solutions Children's Camp that Heather and I are safe people, that their peers in their group are safe, and it's safe to talk about some of the secrets and some of the feelings that's in their home. A kid's job is to be a kid, but the most important thing they learn is addiction is not their fault, and helping somebody that's addicted is not a kid's job. That's day one of the Peaceful Family Solutions Children's Program. In day two, we get more into feelings and expressing feelings.
Is it okay that I'm mad about something that Garrett may think is funny?
Yeah.
Basically, the whole concept of day two is to be able to start telling the story of how addiction has affected my home, how it has affected the person that's addicted, how it's affected my family, and how it's affected me. That when TNR is in the home, that the addicted people are safe. However, when relapse occurs and TNR is not in the home, that maybe the addicted person isn't safe anymore. And who do I turn to that is safe in my life? A counselor, a teacher, a grandfather, a brother. I need someone to go to that is safe when my adults aren't safe anymore. So they learn about relapse, treatment and recovery, when it's safe to share. They also learn about what safe touching is. You know, we swim every day. And so they go to a public restroom to change. And we talk about what is safe touching. Where do I change in a public restroom? Do I change out by the lavatories, or do I change in the stalls? And the answer is in the stalls. They learn that I didn't cause addiction and it's not up to me to control it. So they're free to be kids. Just be a kid. So day two is about beginning to identify and have feelings toward what addiction has done to my family and done to me, in addition to safety for myself and self-care. In day three, the parents are there with them from 9 until 2:30 in the afternoon, while Heather takes the kids and starts drawing pictures and writing articles about what addiction has done to my home. I'm with the parents helping them write some things. The parents are being prepared for the kids share group where the children will share with them what addiction has done in my home. And so I prepare the adults to hear that and how to respond to it.
You want me in trouble for sharing thoughts and feelings, okay? I really want to check.
I felt mad at addiction. And this one says, my dad was threatening me. I was sad for my dad, and I put so much for those.
You know, for the younger kids, they may draw a little artwork, but they'll explain that artwork and they'll get down to the meat of what the pain and the fear is for them. So I get to help adults learn about their communications and openness and how to respect boundaries for their children. Oftentimes we demand that children respect our boundaries, but we have no respect for theirs. So I'm helping adults identify and respect a child's boundaries. Drop their rocks, so to speak. Get their feelings out about what addiction has done in the home and telling an adult. So the child is being heard. The child is beginning to have a voice. The child is feeling important. Day three of the Peaceful Family Solutions Children's Camp is all about the child and how to take care of them. So they're learning, you know, the 3 C's. I didn't cause it, can't control it, I can't cure it. But they're also learning some additional C's. Learning how to care for myself. Learning how to make good choices for myself. Learning about who are safe people to talk to and who are not safe people to talk to. About my feelings, about my secrets. So day 3 is the heart of recovery for the whole family, and how to take care of ourselves and treat addiction and keep TNR in our lives, and about setting myself up to have safe people around me to love me and support me and keep me safe. Day 4 is about celebration. What I've found that if you take addiction and lack of safety out of a home, then the true goodness of the whole family begins to come out. So we're playing and celebrating. Now they're telling each other what I like and love about you. Also in day 4, the parent is making some commitments to the child. The parent is beginning to tell the child what they are going to do for their own TNR, their own treatment and recovery. Day 4 is just about celebrating life, celebrating freedom from addiction, freedom from abuse, and celebrating that together to build a bond. Oftentimes these children that have lived in addicted homes, they had difficulty bonding and attaching with adults. This is the beginning that they start really bonding with their adults, and you can see the difference in day 3 and 4 because of the bonding and the freedom, you know, how willing the children are able to be open and close with the adult, and how they're relating much better than they did in day 1. Our goal at Peaceful Family Solutions is to stop addiction and the legacy of addiction in families. When a child completes our program, they can say, "My family's addiction stops with me."